All right, we are back. It is Monday. It is June 20th, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host, along with
Jeff Belknap.
And in studio guests, we have Brett Price, and we'll let you know why Brett is here. Also, why he has his big, you-know-what-eating grin on his face.
Yeah, that's right.
But joining us on the line, our buddy, our prognosticator, the guru himself from none other than Cleveland, Ohio. Don't know how much sleep you got, but Jorge Mish on the line with us. George, you there?
I am there. I am here.
Fantastic. So, the big news, folks, in case you haven't heard it, Strasburg will not be pitching for the Nats. I'm just kidding. Actually, he's not pitching for the Nats. George just mentioned that while we were prepping for the show, that he grew a yellow streak, and he is not going to try to match up against Kershaw tonight.
That's the greatest color commentator in the majors. I'm sorry, the major league. Okay, yes, you got that offer, yes.
But obviously, the big news, the shot heard around the world, thanks to Kyrie Irving. But if you haven't heard, or you've slept through, or you've just come out of a coma, Cleveland Cavaliers did it. The improbable, came back from a 3-1 deficit against not only, for the first time ever, but against the team with the best regular season record in the NBA.
Yep. There's
championship back in Cleveland, and congratulations. And George, I spoke to you last night shortly after the game to congratulate you, and I was a little, I don't know, I should have expected it from you.
Right.
Your comment wasn't, hey, thank you very much. It was, well, LeBron probably won't be here next year anyway. So
I didn't say that at all. Actually, I was busy because I was watching Salem's Ladder from 1979.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to interrupt you on the Salem's Ladder.
No, it's all right. David Soul was much younger back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
you never know where he's going to go, but he will own the Cavs within 5 years. I'll write that down.
He already owns the city, right? Didn't he buy into it?
Yes, he does, yes.
Well,
his quote is, there is no I in the word my team. And he said that and realized what he said, and he didn't even apologize for it.
No, there's no reason to.
No.
Yeah, but much like the analysts, they don't go back and say, oh, gee, I don't know why I said that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but Brett Price joining us in the middle. Brett is a friend of Jeff and I's.
Yes.
From the Vegas Kings days, and he was instrumental in getting us to use the field over at Henderson International School.
Yep.
But he's also from Arlington, Ohio.
Yes, I am.
And he, if you've been following his Facebook, I mean, this guy has been hanging in there since they were down 3-1.
Right.
After every game, it was okay. It's coming. He wasn't making any guarantees, but hey, hang in there. And I honestly, when they were down 3-1, I have to honestly say that I thought that it was a wrap. But more importantly, Brett was the high school. He is the assistant head coach and athletic director for Findlay Prep, and coached Tristan Thompson.
Yes.
Of the Cleveland Cavs, of the world champion Cleveland Cavs.
That's a good sound right there.
Yeah. So when I greeted him outside, he clearly had this grin on his face. He said he hasn't. I don't think he's shaken since last night.
No, it was a good
I'm
night last night.
glad you didn't mention Anthony Bennett either.
Well,
he of course coached Anthony Bennett, but
coached Anthony Bennett as well.
Yeah.
Anthony struggling a little bit, and but he's working through some stuff, growing up a little bit, and
yes,
just probably about a half hour ago, got done texting with Tristan a little bit, congratulating him, telling him to get a little bit of sleep, and he's like, yeah, right. And so no, it was great. Finally Cleveland punching through after 52 years and bringing home a championship to the 216.
What a way to do it.
Yep.
The owner is rich. I'm not trying to get knock into your time there, but the owner is rich. Once the game was over, they took the charter to Vegas, someplace. They stayed there for 4 or 5 hours and then slept a couple hours and then came back to Cleveland with the trophy.
They partied till 8:15 this morning.
Yes, exactly. You were there?
I'm not incriminating myself, but I was around.
Well done, man. Well done.
I think I saw Brett popping a bottle or two.
But guys, I mean, needless to say, this has been a long time coming. But the one thing that I was hearing this time, at least coming from a lot of the fans in Cleveland, leading up, especially on game day, early that morning, I was up early, and there was an interview with Terry Francona, the coach, and he had on a Land T-shirt, and he was pumped up because, one, it was a day game, which he was excited, so he knew that then afterwards he was going to find a watering hole and actually sit down and watch the game, and he was so excited for the city of Cleveland, and and you could just, but for the first time, really, it wasn't that, well, we've read this script and we know how this movie ends. As far as the fans were concerned, there was generally that feeling that, you know what, we can do this. We can actually do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And George, I mean, did you get that same vibe? I mean,
yes, Francona actually before the game, even because they had like 30,000 people down all around downtown watching the game on the TV.
Sold out yesterday.
Francona, he came right out and says, the only thing I'm worried about is my car is parked down, they blow it up.
Right.
And they had very little damage. I give credit for Cleveland.
Give credit where credit's due.
Now have, if they do that with the Republican convention, I'll actually may go downtown again.
Actually, I thought I saw you on top of that fire truck last night.
No, you saw me at home watching
Salem's Lot. Yes.
I already told you that, all right?
How many times
Which
have you
part
seen
didn't
Salem's
you
Lot?
understand?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've seen it 10 times myself.
Oh.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it in ages.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't want to give the ending away, but I think it hasn't changed, folks. Just to let people. I think I've seen it probably 5 to 10 times as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a cheesy horror film buff. But George, again, you're there at kind of ground zero this morning. What was the vibe around town? When is the parade, by the way? Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, they got the
It's
Wednesday parade,
Wednesday.
and I was actually going to go down to the. I preface this as my 64th birthday on Wednesday, and I'm not into crowds anymore. I was going to go down and see the Indians, but I am now bunkering in. I'm not going to the parade or the Indians. That's why TV is made. I don't like crowds as I'm older, but yes, they're so excited it's ridiculous. And but like I told you last night, here's the statistic: 37% of Cleveland. That's all that are around in Cleveland that were actually born for both the Browns in '64 and last night. So
Wow.
we do have a small alumni.
How many are in convalescent homes? Nah, I'm just kidding.
I
George,
can't tell
come
you
on.
that, but I'm not yet. I'm not yet. Okay. Matter of fact, I asked a woman last night, "Where you been all my life?" She said, "Half of it I wasn't born yet," and that kind of screwed up the night. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, that's great. Hey, well,
But
you know what?
The love, back to the game, the love Anthony thing is alive and kicking, and it's disgusting to me because I don't think they can play with two balls at one time.
Well, not only that, but they traded Love for Wiggins also, which
Yeah,
could
and
have
now
been a huge
the
crucial part.
I don't know, Jeffrey, how you feel about ESPN. I think they're like the 6th-rated sports site around now. It's more like the WWE, and they're proposing that he goes back to Minnesota for other various things, and it's I don't know.
Well, I have a feeling that Love will not be there.
Do you really?
I honestly think that they did everything that they could, if possible, to get him to be part of that game yesterday. If you watch in the beginning, they were like keep feeding him the ball, and feeding him the ball.
Yeah, he was way more active yesterday than he had been in the previous few games. I mean, he was trying to fill a role with rebounding, and he wasn't scoring, but he was rebounding.
He had 14 rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, he certainly played a part.
And he's not a great defender.
Curry on the last play.
Yeah, he defended when it counted.
Actually, pretty well. And,
he actually played
He
pretty well.
didn't, and we'll get to the Warriors and Curry, but no, I would be disappointed if Kevin Love were to leave, unless he goes to the Lakers. I think.
Well, they're about to take Ben Simmons, so they're not going to be needing him.
No, Simmons is going. Unfortunately, Simmons is going to be eating cheesesteaks in Philly.
You think he's going to be in Philly?
Yeah, he's been. Yeah.
That's bad.
He hasn't interviewed with anybody else.
Yeah.
He didn't even work out for anybody
Oh,
else.
really?
Yeah.
So it's definitely Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may never have been there, but he'll be there soon.
Yep.
And
The Lakers are getting a better player, I think, with Brandon Ingram.
Yeah,
High-
Ingram is.
Not a head
Higher
case
ceiling.
either.
Higher ceiling. So we played against Ben Simmons at Finley Prep a few times, and we didn't guard him when he got outside the 3-point area because he can't shoot. And we just kind of packed the lane. I mean, he's a skilled player. He's a legit 6'10".
Yeah.
Great passer, great feel for the game, really good rebounder. Just can't really shoot, and the NBA is a shooting game right now.
Yep.
And
that's for sure.
So, and Brandon Ingram can shoot.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
well, while we're on the subject of movement, the wild rumors have started. Literally within an hour or so after the game. The first one I heard was that Miami believes that LeBron will be headed back to South Beach. I don't know if it's the sun. I don't know if it's
that's not happening.
You don't want him to go to the Lakers.
Hey, listen. As far as the Lakers are concerned, now that Kobe's gone, the sky's the limit as far as the Lakers.
Actually, now that Kobe's
agents.
gone, I actually might lighten up on my Laker hate.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think that at some point when they're getting ready to be in the finals again, and they will be in the finals again.
Yep, against the Pistons.
You'll go, well, those years with Kobe. You'll be bringing it up. I know. I can just look at you now. You're just grinning. It's just like, it's like, yeah, right. Yeah, no,
Hey, well,
I wouldn't do that.
The Pistons are still one of the best young teams out there, and they will definitely.
Good coach too.
Yeah.
Yeah, rock solid coach.
Very good coach.
Yeah, and looking at some of the stats that came out of it last night. I mean, LeBron. Let's see. He was first. These are combined team stats. First in scoring, first in rebounding,
everything.
First in assists, first in blocks, and first in steals. Yeah.
And picture from a Cleveland standpoint, if he really could, he's not a very good outside shooter at all, but he's dominant driving, and that is amazing.
Well, the one thing that I noticed that they did a really good job of doubling him, like when he started to drive, which I kept saying to myself, like, somebody's open. Can you find a guy that's open? Somebody's got to be open. And he couldn't find him, and he made several bad passes trying to,
especially early in the game.
5 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, early in the game he was pressing.
Yeah, and still finished with a triple double.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
so when anybody who's got the ball that much, and his size is going to have turnovers. It's just the nature, and it's just the odds are. This was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you look at the numbers and you just say, wait a minute. I mean, but he's a freak of nature. Okay, his size, the fact that he can actually shoot from the outside, and that he can actually pass the ball, and that he's going to get rebounds because he's beastly strong. Let's and taking away, I hate the idea that people are sort of leaning toward, this is one that Golden State just let get away from.
Yep.
Yeah, the Cavaliers deserve this championship.
Well, the couple things that I noticed. One, the turning point of the game to me was the block. When he blocked Iguodala going up to that was the turning point. The fact that this has completely went under the radar, and the only reason I know these numbers is because I obviously had the over and the in-game over. So I bet an in-game over 192, 89-89, 4 minutes to go. I need 14 points every other night of the year.
3 minutes.
Oh, in the last 4 minutes of game, 4 points were scored, and 3 of it was with that three-pointer.
That three-pointer, 4.5 minute drought, literally, for both teams.
The impressive thing to me was, one, that block. I mean, that was a turning point of the game. 2, the defense and how difficult they made it. I mean, to shut down a team for basically 4 minutes of the game. The last 4 minutes of the game, they did not score at Golden State. Was definitely, to me, the turning point of the whole deal.
Was that close to goaltending? I saw it.
No, you pinned it against the board. As long as you pinned it against the board.
It was still going
I just
up.
wondered. I'm just,
But, I mean, the one thing that, if I could have changed the way that Cleveland would have won, I just wish that he would have thrown down that dunk that he went up for.
Yeah.
Because that would have been literally like the exclamation point and everyone falling on the ground. Could you imagine being at a party if you would have thrown that down? Everyone, no! At the same time.
It just went 52 years. It worked out just fine. We needed nothing more.
Yeah, that would have definitely been an exclamation point on the whole thing. But they still, he hit the one free throw, which I was glad he hit at least one, because the last thing I wanted to see was him missing both them come down, hit a three, and tie it.
That's what every Cleveland fan was probably thinking too at the same time.
Yeah,
we're still up up 4, and we're probably going to foul a 3-point shot.
Right.
And they'll make it and tie it up and go to
hit all of
overtime.
them,
But they got it done.
They got it done.
So.
All right, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look a little bit closer at the Golden State Warriors and what this sudden end of the season means for them. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and join us again for Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. The sounds of Metallica. We are back. Round 2, Southern Nevada Sports News, coming to you from the Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. My name is Bill Miller, along with
Jeff Bellman.
In studio we have
Brett Price.
And on the phone we have
Jorge.
There he is, my man himself.
You made my night. I didn't realize. I thought there was a joke, but those commercials from the '60s were on there. The Chevy and the Alka-Seltzer. I didn't even know they still make Alka-Seltzer. That's tremendous.
I actually remember these two, George.
Yeah, I remember the plop plop fizz fizz.
Oh, what a relief it is! Yeah.
Okay.
In the 80s and 90s.
All right, so listen, we're back on it again, and this time we're going to look at last night's championship win by the Cleveland Cavaliers from the standpoint of the Golden State Warriors. And I'll put this out for you guys. A lot of talk that fact the Warriors choked as opposed to Golden State winning it. I believe Cleveland Cavaliers won this. They fought hard. They came back in probable odds, and they deserve this thing.
Well, I think that you have to make adjustments as teams, and Cleveland, in my opinion, did a better job of making adjustments on how they were going to defend Curry, how they were going to, shut down the offense in general. They pretty much shut down the three-point line, for the most part. How many did Klay Thompson have? None. I don't think he had any.
He was like 2 for 10 or 2 for 11.
Yeah.
From 10
so
points.
when you shut somebody down like that, and even though that Cleveland kept shooting threes, which was very much irritating me.
Yeah.
I was like, just drive the hole, please. If you check my Twitter, please don't. I actually deleted a couple of them because I was getting pretty pissed off at it. But
weren't they the threes that Golden State had in the first half? A lot of them were very uncontested, though, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah, that's true.
Draymond had 5 in the first half, and they were all pretty much uncontested. They got caught on some
Speaking of
switches
the
and things like
Nutcracker,
that.
if he would have been available the
Nutcracker
fifth game, would that have been a difference, and everybody would have been home much earlier?
I don't buy that.
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
the two guys.
I agree with you.
The
but
two guys scoring 82. That was one of those nights where Cleveland was not going to lose.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I just want to hear that as an excuse.
Oh,
I've heard it already a lot today.
Hey, go to the Bay Area, you'll hear it.
oh my gosh! It was
It's not as good an excuse as having Love and Irving out for the whole damn series last year.
Right.
Yeah, and it still took 6 games.
That's right.
So the fact that Cleveland won in 7, I don't want to hear. Well, Iguodala's back, and listen, you play with what you have.
Well, you guys discussed it while the break was on. I looked at the salary stuff for Golden State, and they really, except for Brandon Rush and maybe Barbosa, third stringers, and maybe Varejao, everybody signed for next year. But the owner came out today and says they will be major changes. I don't know what he's going to do, but
I know.
He's going to move to San Francisco, right?
Look, is that one of them?
I know
that's a major
Harrison
change.
Barnes. I know Harrison Barnes is a free agent, though. I think.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so,
pretty
too.
sure.
I think Livingston also.
Livingston, yeah, and they'll probably if they're
he's
going
got a qualifying offer of $5.2 million. I don't know what that means in the legal world, but one of them can obviously say that they want to stay or whatever, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Right.
Should I stay or should
Player
I go?
option, yeah. The other thing is, if they're going to try to get in that Kevin Durant sweepstakes, they're going to have to move some people for sure.
Yeah, I would be really. I would not only would be shocked, I'd be upset that Kevin Durant. To me, the team that has the worst off season is going to be the Oklahoma Thunder.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Up 3-1.
He's not going anywhere.
Up 3-1, and then you blow that. They're the ones that have got the longest off season in the history of basketball. For him to then suddenly say that, I've seen the light, and I'm going to go to the team that that beat me. That to me is that's either a cop out or just I'm just so desperate for a championship I don't know what to do.
Isn't that what Verjao did last year? Wasn't he on Golden State last year?
No, he was on Cleveland last
He was
year.
on Cleveland last year.
got-
And he switched
he
over.
got-
to Los
He got a ring no matter who won.
Yeah, he's going to
yesterday.
get a ring
So,
in Cleveland. He's going to get one
Yeah,
because
he's gonna
they
get a
cut
ring no
him
matter
to
what.
go to Portland, and then Portland cut him to go to
Yeah.
Golden State. He didn't ever want to leave there.
Right.
I don't think Kevin Durant's going anywhere either.
No, I think
I don't
that-
either.
I think that they realize now that they've got the nucleus and the fortitude. They knocked off the Spurs, and let's not forget that.
Yeah, which is one of the most dominant home team.
Yeah, I mean, but I seriously believe that Oklahoma was already studying matchups, with Cleveland Cavs. They had already looked beyond Golden State. They really thought that, hey, we got this.
And so were we.
And I think that Ty Lue had to be at least thinking about it.
And he was. I'm sure you know this, but I'll say it anyway. Is that if Oklahoma and Cleveland played, Cleveland would have had the home court advantage, and they really wanted that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ty Lue, hats off to him.
Yep.
Picking up the pieces literally in the middle of the season, and making it all work, and not mailing it in at the end when they got down 3-1.
Well, I saw him crying at the end of the game, and I think it was a happiness that he has a job.
Well,
He was praying that he's glad he had LeBron James on his
Right.
team.
He's the assistant coach now, right? LeBron James?
Yeah, he is assistant and GM.
GM, yeah.
Minority owner.
Yeah.
So he's definitely got it going on, that's for sure. I will say this, looking at the Warriors, they just had this look like, this is a team that has a swagger, that gunslinger mentality. There's no league we can't overcome. We proved it against Oklahoma. They just seem to be, they really weren't expecting this at all.
Yep.
They expected to wrap this thing up in Game 5, and it didn't happen. And from there on in, they just never looked the same. But I have to say this. One of the analysts pointed out, Steph Curry is going to have to hit the weight room.
Yeah.
And this goes back to, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago. It was always the beast from the East. These were teams that came in, they may not have that look, that polish, but they're going to beat you down.
The bad boys, come on, you can go ahead and say it.
Bad boys. Look at the Knicks, and the guys that they
Charles
had.
Oakley.
Charles
It's
Oakley, my God.
Playoff basketball is half-court game.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a half-court game. Who executes in the half court, who plays defense. It's a physical game. The refs obviously let more stuff go,
Right.
and it's a half-court execution in the playoffs. That's why the scores are 80, 93, 89 instead of 110, 108.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the plays at least, and I'm wondering, who was this, the Splash Brothers calling the plays on the court, or was this Stephen Kerr? Now, because here's you've got, clearly Curry wasn't exactly on fire. Neither was Thompson. But Draymond Green finished with 32 points. If you're a point guard, you got to get it to the guy with the hot hand.
Yeah.
And he was going to be open. But you get it to the guy with the hot hand. And some of those the behind the back pass,
that was horrible.
along the sideline.
Really bad.
Again, it was like it was the flash.
It was
he could see
Steph
himself.
Curry's his mental game was not there at all. The Cavs were in his head.
Yeah.
And they were wearing his ass out.
Yep.
And that's what and I agree. I think that Curry is a phenomenal shooter, but when you got to mix it up with the big boys, you need to hit the weight room, and because they're not going to give you a break because you're the MVP and you've got nice kids and great shoe commercial going on.
Good-looking wife.
Yeah, good-looking wife.
You should have shut the
I'm
bleep
just
up,
still waiting
okay?
for her to come back with, And
Yeah.
I will say this: that when Green and Thompson and Curry's wife all came after LeBron, man up, all this other kind of nonsense. LeBron didn't do a damn thing, but where these
He
guys.
heard it, though.
He
You
heard it.
you
but
poked
he
the
wore these
sleeping
guys.
bear.
He wore those guys' asses out.
Well, I can tell you this: if you haven't seen the skit, well, I don't know what they call it. It's a Vine, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's of a Steve Curry's wife cutting the cake, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to serve this cake up to you," and she's cutting a cake, and the cake is actually the crying Jordan face. That is absolutely Bill. I'm going to make sure I tag you in it. It is absolutely the funniest thing ever. And I'm a fan of the Curry family. They're God-fearing
Oh, yeah.
family. They're I like the
Del
fact.
Curry is a stand-up guy. Absolutely. Yeah.
But, in the same respect, I mean, sometimes, you start talking about things being rigged, it's you're kind of rubbing a lot of people wrong. And,
well, he blew his cool.
Yeah.
He got tossed, fouled out.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, he's woofing, he gets a tee, and then he throws his mouthpieces of craft.
Did you see the guy? Did you see the guy kept the mouthpiece too? He asked him if he could keep it.
He's actually. Did you see that he's
Is
the
it on
son of one
eBay?
of the minority owners?
That
Yeah,
would be-
he's
That
one
got
of
hit in the
he's
puss?
one of the Forbes. Yeah.
That could have been a felony.
Oh, it probably could have been.
No, it could have been.
It could have been, yeah.
But we're classy up here.
Yes, you are. That's
Hey,
what I
anybody
thought.
that still goes to Browns games, you guys are classy.
I have
Easy.
Well, yeah, George, we would agree. Hey, you haven't gone to Indian games either. And I
No,
don't think-
well, I can't.
Tribes in first, though.
Hey, wait, hold on. He said he doesn't like big crowds, so he'll still go to Indian games.
We
Ooh.
had 85,000 there this weekend, buddy. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Wait till you see those crowds when the Black Knights are there after about a year.
Oh, I know. Believe me, they're not going to be packing the house here.
Oh yeah. The Las Vegas.
Although
Black
they did
Knights.
say 13 point something deposits, but that deposit has to be cashed in before you.
Well, the thing is
realize
that
them.
the deposit's 10%. So for someone to give
really?
up nine,
Okay. Yeah, that's
if you give up $900, then that's okay.
Okay.
When they ask you to give up 10,000 for your
Yeah,
season
yeah.
tickets, that's going to change a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the check bounces.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's not go into that yet.
When you got six guys going, hey, we really want a team. Here, let's put 100
I
bucks
did
a
see
season.
the arena though on a sketch. That's a pretty arena down there. I asked Bill last night if they have things going on and they're ready. Do you know?
WWE last night.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was packed out. They sold it out.
So that
And
good-
you
good for
didn't
them.
bring me down there, Bill?
I'm afraid.
Man,
not.
you know what?
There's something in
sorry.
there all the time right now.
I found out that it was the night before, and I actually might have taken Keon over there
Yeah.
to watch some WWE.
Little
Instead of the
WWE
NBA
action.
game. Yeah. Right. Okay. All right.
Hey, well, you did see Kevin Love wearing his WWE belt at XS last
and
night.
the Undertaker. Yes.
Well, you
I
seen
agree.
LeBron when he got off the plane today, right?
No, I didn't see that.
Little dig to the Warriors. He was wearing an Ultimate Warrior T-shirt.
That's right.
So,
Wow.
Little
Right
dig,
there,
little
yeah.
dig.
I like it. I like it.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
This is what happens when last year the Warriors won on the Cavs court, and this year Cavs won on the Warriors court.
I'm sure they didn't forget that either.
Yeah. I will say this: hats off to the to Curry, Draymond Green, Kerr. Those guys, they were certainly civilized
Yeah.
about it. Gave a lot of credit where credit was due.
I like the way Draymond went back on the court and congratulated everybody.
Absolutely.
And everything. That was
I
classy.
think that again, and
He wanted to
I think
drink.
that's because I think that's because they've won one.
Right.
And it's easy to do that when you've won one.
Yeah,
And you can
true.
say, all right, I know what these guys, what it means to them because I was the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So hats off to that. But Brett, while we've got you in the studio, and we also want to talk about, Findlay Prep, the basketball program over there, because clearly turning out some absolutely fantastic athletes.
Yeah, we just like with Tristan, we got 10 guys in the that played in the NBA this past year. We're gonna
Wow.
we have
Can I ask you how you got him? I mean, I understand how brilliant your school is for prep. How did you get him from Canada?
we actually had Corey Joseph before we had Tristan.
Really?
Those two played grassroots summer league up in Canada,
Okay.
and we got Corey early, and then Tristan had a little trouble running with his coach at St. Benedict's in New Jersey, and Corey called him up and said, "Hey man, this is a great place out here. Why don't you come out here with us?" And next thing you know, he's showing up on our doorstep.
Like literally Brett's doorstep.
Yes. So no, but he's we've had a great success with people from kids from Canada, with Corey.
And this hasn't changed. This hasn't. I'm looking down your list of about 10 people. Rashad Vaughn in 15, and Oubre or whatever.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre.
15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And the guy is on a walk-on, Christian Wood at Philadelphia.
Yeah, he just
very good.
Signed with Philly. He's with Philadelphia, and then
Yes, they are.
we'll probably have about 6 guys in the summer league coming up next month.
Beautiful.
Playing. Kelly and Rashad will be there. Brandon Ashley, who played in the D League this year. Nick Johnson, who played in the D League this year. And then Winston Shepard, who just graduated from San Diego State. He'll be on a team this summer as well.
And you guys got some guys in LSU.
We have our point guard from this past year, Skylar Mays, went to LSU. Started school this summer. He's gonna do really well down there. Really smart kid.
Good ball player.
Yeah, real good ball player. Good head on his shoulders. Comes from a great family. So he'll do great down there.
And I'm not a dummy, so
also, or no?
Excuse me?
No football or just basketball?
No, just basketball.
Just basketball.
Right.
And I'm a smart guy, so I went and took pictures of all these guys, playing in a couple of games.
Yep.
So I got all those.
You were all there, yeah. So
you take care of the basketball, and Gorman takes care of the football, and Vegas is tops in the country and all this.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal, huh?
Well, hopefully we'll get some enrollment up in Findlay Prep, and we can start to compete with the football programs.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to get football over there.
Yep.
So that's my favorite.
Got a
beautiful facility.
Oh,
it's in a great part of town. And, one thing is for sure, your guys are going to be able to read a playbook.
Yeah.
It's a no-joke academic program.
Exactly.
And so, and that's one of the things I am so, really happy for and glad to hear. You guys do a great job over there.
I appreciate that.
If somebody they're interested in, in playing or firstly, wanting to go out and watch the games, how do they get in contact with you guys?
Yeah, we actually play all our home games and go to school at the Henderson International School. It's just on the base of Anthem over in Henderson there. Come by anytime. Our office is always open. Our office is on campus. Come in, visit, talk about Findlay Prep basketball, take a tour of the school. We're open to all that. As far as if you want to play for us, we kind of handpick things. We kind of get the best of the best a little bit.
No doubt.
But they can send film in, correct?
You can email and send stuff, and we'll look at it, and we'll actually critique you and be honest with you. And then if we can't use you and we think you got something, we got contacts all over the place that we can help you out.
Oh, beautiful.
Either high school wise, prep school wise, or college wise.
So this is just prep school. I'm reading this thing. This is brilliant because enrollment's only 430 according to the website, and it's a 10-to-1 ratio for student and teacher. That is huge.
Yep.
Wow.
So our guy, you can't hide in the classroom. So,
it almost maybe I was looking to see if it was Jesuit or not because I went to all Jesuit, and it's like 2-to-1.
Where'd you go, Walsh Jesuit?
No, Ignatius, please.
Ignatius.
Sir.
Hey, Billy, in October, remind me to kill him when I get there.
You went to Iggy.
Absolutely. By the way, George, Mish will be here in October, so I'm just warning
Wait,
everybody.
is he moving here?
Just said, remind me to
he's
kill
coming
him
out.
when I get there, okay?
Okay, George.
Okay,
I'll
we're-
make sure. But we'll make sure
Jesuit.
we'll make sure we have his tickets first from him before you act up or do anything crazy.
Okay, all right. We'll meet at the Sahara Saloon.
Indeed.
You sure you want to do Twin Peaks? Come on. Brett will do
Peaks?
it.
I've never been there.
You can't go wrong with Twin Peaks.
Great food and great atmosphere.
We'll be there,
and all the
George.
rest of the stuff.
Believe me, there's a reason to go to Twin Peaks, and you'll see when we get there.
And if the name doesn't tee you off.
No, I understand totally. I'm old, but I'm not thick. I'll be a dirty old man till I'm a dead old man. So it doesn't take much.
Here. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Well, listen, we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll sort of wrap things up as far as the Cavs and the Warriors are concerned. You're listening to Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from the crazy studio here, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. We'll be right back. All right, we are back for the final round. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap
and
Brett Price.
on the line.
Gio.
Yes. George, you know, what we'd like to do is like to thank you, George, for calling in this week.
Yes.
Really, you know, the dynamics changed considerably after last night's win.
I noticed.
You know, we wanted to kind of touch bases and kind of get started on college football, but Brett is a huge college football fan.
No, this is fine. This is perfect.
Well, we want to have Brett back, and also when you begin giving us your predictions on the conference by conference, blow by blow. So really appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Okay.
And you know, I will. You know, I'll obviously be speaking to you this week. And
Real fast before I leave, and I got to tell you this, I'm just going through the Cavs roster, and there may be as little as 4 players that are under contract, say, when the season gets into the real postseason. Irving, James, Love, and Thompson. That's about it.
Well,
that's all you
the rest of them could be all gone. So this is going to be interesting. I'll just leave that with that, and that's all.
Hey, thank you very much,
Thanks,
George.
George.
Appreciate
All
it.
right, kiddo.
George.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Take
Talk
care.
to you later.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
All right, George. Jorge Mish, coming from Cleveland, Ohio. We had to clearly get his point of view after last night's stunning win by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Guys.
so hey, what I was thinking real quick is maybe when we get to college football, like you and George and I could like get a little poll.
Yeah.
You know, where we could actually go head to head and maybe, you know, work on, because George watches the games, not only watches them, but really gets in depth into, you know, the way that he bets and everything. And obviously, you know that I'm big into you know, and I know that you are too.
Yeah.
So I think that between the three of us, maybe we can put a dent in the sports books pockets.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know she mentioned the
I
three of
actually
you.
hit you up. Did you get my text the other day
What about which one?
about the services?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I usually get a couple services.
I got 'em.
Yeah, I sent it to
Yeah,
you too.
yeah. I'm not much of a punter.
I get the Gold Sheet and the Phil Steele service.
Oh, okay.
Me and a couple buddies usually get in on it, and I just like I'm gonna help some other people out if they want to get in on it. So I sent it.
I'll
And
definitely
we just split
jump
the
on
money. Yeah, we just split it up. It's usually, you know, it's services for the whole year. You get every game and bowl game and.
Hey, we're about to beat the
everything.
service. How about
So-
that?
Oh yeah.
So, Bill, I didn't mean to
Because I know I
disinclude
probably
you.
want to get George in on this, really.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I didn't mean to disinclude you, but we
Yeah,
know
you
you're
did.
going to take UCLA every week. So
pretty much, yeah.
They'll be
I'm,
good.
I'm
They'll be
useless as
good.
far as that's
They'll be good.
concerned.
They get some big games early.
Blue
Yeah,
and
they
blue and
do.
gold, baby.
Yeah.
Blue and gold. Do we have a caller? No, sir. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so the NIF championship game was this weekend. We spoke a little bit about it in last week's show. Mexico actually pulled the game off again.
Amazing.
11-0. An indoor Mexican football team beat the U.S. teams. All the U.S. teams went undefeated and actually won the championship for Tampico, which is absolutely huge because this is a new, really a sport.
New sport in Mexico.
Yeah, so the fact that it's taken off, we were hoping to get Mark on the line, and he's basically, you know, telling us that they're literally going into where they're touring, playing other teams in Mexico, and getting ready for next season. They will be taking over the NIF next year. I've released the reins.
So they're making it
least.
grow. They're
Yeah.
taking the tour to make it grow in Mexico.
Yep.
even
So
more.
the
That's good.
plan is they had 4 teams already set in Mexico within the extension of the U.S. teams, which will now make the league a Mexican league. Will be the first time ever.
Oh wow,
So
pretty cool.
the things that they're doing are awesome, and hats off to Rafa and
What was the crowd
J.A.
like? They had to have been.
it was actually a little smaller than I expected.
Really?
But they still had close to 4,000. I think that was estimate. Which when you say close to 4,000, that doesn't seem like a lot. But you're talking about a place that fits about 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they don't play in, you know, a 20,000 seat arena like they have in the States. It's basically an expo center that's converted into an
It's
indoor.
probably
Arena
pretty close
football.
to like the Orleans or something.
Yeah, the Orleans
something
about
like that. Yeah.
7,500.
Yeah,
So yeah,
something like
very
that.
similar to that. Yeah, but yeah, he's you know, those guys he's actually texting me right now saying he's having trouble getting through. But just hats off to those guys, man. They've done some great work down there.
Congratulations and well done. The inaugural season of Arena Football League, Arena
on
Football,
now.
period.
Yeah.
Pressure's on them now.
Yeah.
But it's not arena; it's indoor.
Well, indoor.
And the reason why I say that is because arena actually patented the word arena.
Arena, did they?
So you can't actually use arena. You have to actually use
Interesting.
indoor.
Amazing.
But Yeah, we can do that. Hold on one second. Go ahead, Bill.
All right. Well, hey, Brett, and let's get back to. I mean, clearly we're going to get away from basketball for a minute. Get back on to football.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you're a Mac fan.
I am. I follow the MAC a little bit. Being a Bowling Green grad, so I keep track of the league back in the Midwest there.
Yeah.
So and
someplace apparently that George had passed out at.
Yeah.
Has a fond recollection.
He was on campus. Yes. And just like many people in 27,000 people in Bowling Green, Ohio, but it's 12,000 of them are college students.
The thing about the MAC is I love to bet the MAC in football.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely hate to bet the MAC in basketball.
Yeah. They're always tight. It's so close.
Yeah, because all the teams, I mean, like anything can happen at any night. Where football, it's like Akron's going to win.
It's very so home court in basketball.
Yeah.
It's very home court driven in the MAC in basketball. But football, they kind of just have three little sections.
Yeah.
You got their top teams, and you got their middle teams, and then you got, your Kent States and Akron's. Akron's is going to be a little bit better this year, but you can kind of count on them to not be so good, and then catch them early. You can make money on those guys. So.
Especially when they're playing the big powerhouse teams, getting blown out.
They just get wore out. They just don't have the depth, and they just get wore down.
Yeah, that's those first 4 weeks of college ball. When these guys are winning, but it's huge paydays for these teams.
They can't pass them up.
You have
and
to take those.
They're never going to face a team that good in their own conference.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, similar to when UNLV last year went to Michigan, it's like you're about to get steamrolled. And actually, they played a pretty good game.
Yeah, they didn't play.
They really didn't get run up on.
No,
right.
No, and UNLV is gonna be better this year. I think. They have a chance to win. I think be bowl eligible. Just looking at their schedule, they got some good games at home. The better teams at home that they can beat, and
Well, hopefully,
We'll see.
Hopefully that'll happen because we really need a winner in Las Vegas. And speaking of winner in Las Vegas, Tough Enough.
Yes, coming up this
weekend,
Saturday.
The Friday night.
Another Pack the Mac event.
Yes.
At Thomas and Mac. And for you folks that are interested, you can go online and get tickets for free.
Yes.
And it's Tough Enough. It's called the Pack the Mac. 6 p.m. I believe the doors open actually at 5 p.m. and the first card is at 6. And these are amateur bouts.
Right.
And you can go online to Tough Enough, TUFFNUFF.com, and purchase your tickets for free. And if you've never been to a Tough Enough MMA match, it is lights, camera, action. It is. It is a lot of fun.
Full gas.
It is a ton of fun. And we went last year to the Pack the Mac event.
Yep.
And they did, indeed.
16, almost 17,000.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of time in between the bouts, so you're always on your toes, and it's absolutely great. And so if you're interested, just go online, toughenough.com, and you can sign up for your tickets. And again, it's the Pack and Mac event, Thomas and Mac, this weekend, Saturday, June 25th.
Yes.
Check it out.
It's good stuff too. I mean, Jeff has done a great job. With the help of his brother Barry that started the whole deal, and he's putting the fighters in positions where they can get picked up by the bigger
indeed
platforms, and Ronda Rousey started it in Tough Enough.
Yeah,
so,
and it's become a real farm league, for the big MMA leagues, and again, it's a ton of fun, and if you by all means check it out, and very much kid friendly as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bring the family. It is a lot of fun.
Yep. So when we get into this football thing,
all right,
I'm thinking we should we'll set up our website. We'll run our picks every week, and we'll see if we can become professionals at this.
That'd be good. We'll figure it. We'll sit down. We'll figure it out. Have your best pick, and then your.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Kind of
Jorge told me last week that he was picking 68% in baseball.
Dang, that's really, really good.
I'm just below 58%, which is still 5% better than the guys that are pros that are getting paid.
Yeah.
So, I think we should make some moves to make this happen.
Let's do it.
Just so you know how I finished the season in the NBA, I hit 6 of the 7 games in the finals. I had missed a couple of totals, but I had 6 or 7 games, and I had Cleveland at plus 185 to win it all, which I had pretty much just thrown that away, after game 4. But the fact that they were able to come back and win, and one of the guys that I worked with, I bet him $50 and straight up, and we'll see if I get that money. I'm gonna have to shake him down, send Louis over there to get some cash. But
get that.
But hey, you know what? Thanks, Brett, for coming in.
Oh,
and,
no problem. Anytime.
Again,
Absolutely,
Finley Prep,
man. Really appreciate it.
1165 Sandy Ridge Parkway, and Henderson,
Nevada.
Yes.
Bill always used to say California on our own platform. But
Those Cali roots, yeah.
It's ingrained in you.
But it's a beautiful location. Great gym, by the way. Great facility.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great
And
gym.
so, by all means, check it out. I mean, clearly you can see that there's a long pedigree of young men who have made it to the NBA.
Yep.
And obviously, most recently, that everyone now knows about Tristan Thompson.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, not only that, but you guys actually have other programs. You guys have younger kid
Yeah, we have
programs.
a middle school program where we have all your basic, main sports. We have flag football instead of tackle football,
Right.
with volleyball, things like that. Basketball, cross country, golf, everything. One of the things we're looking at possibly doing is putting in 2 sand volleyball courts.
Nice.
So to try to get sand volleyball's starting to build more and more. It's always been a California thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's starting to move this way a little bit more, and people are getting more interested in it. A lot of adult leagues, kids are getting more into it too.
Yeah.
So we're actually looking at possibly putting in 2 Olympic-style sand volleyball courts.
Nice.
So
You guys have a swimming pool on
yes,
the field.
we have a
Yes,
swimming
you
pool.
do.
They have baseball field, softball
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
I mean, you have pretty much everything that you need on the facility.
Yeah.
So, great place if you need a place to get your kids out of the public school.
Great
Obviously,
place. Yeah.
only to 8th grade, correct?
But you only do 8th grade, and then the Finley Prep is the high school. So it's basically the main part is K through 8.
Right.
So
All right.
Perfect.
Listen, Brett, thank you so much for coming and
Oh,
joining
you're welcome,
us,
man. I appreciate it.
And again, you'll always be a welcome visitor and guest here
Thank you.
at the Southern Nevada Sports News Shack.
Appreciate it.
Here at
Appreciate it.
Worldwide-
It's always fun.
Can't wait.
Digital
We get-
Broadcasting Corp. I told you I'd get that right, John. I'm all over it.
We're going to be killing it in the NFL and college
Oh,
this year.
yeah,
So.
for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Hey, listen, folks, thank you very much for joining us this week. Please be sure to join us next week, June 27th, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. Take care and have a great week.
God bless.